work, everything's paperless, but this thing,
Let's go, Mike.
I'm waiting for him.
you good?
We're good?
Yep, you're
Okay.
live.
I'd like to call this caucus meeting in order. Of course, as always, I'll look for a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the first regular meeting dated Wednesday, January 15th, 2024, and sent and prepared by the clerk. There's 3 pieces of communication. Any questions or comments about the communication? Okay, there is a mayor's report. Bob, I don't know, is she coming to read it on the floor, or what are we doing with that?
We'll let her read it on the floor, cause she is coming tonight.
Oh, okay.
So get her as quickly as she can.
Okay. We're going into standing committees, but first we gotta have finance and legislation convened to add a piece on.
Okay, I'd like to call this finance and legislation meeting to order. Mr. Burnside?
Here.
Mr. Ballard?
Here.
Mr. Bigley is present. We have one piece of legislation before us from the auditor, and it is a resolution authorizing the auditor to request and receive the advanced distribution of real property tax collections from the Mahoning County Auditor for calendar year 2025 and declaring an emergency. Need a motion to bring it out.
Motion to bring it out.
Second? That is it for finance and legislation. Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Second?
Second that.
Meeting adjourned.
Okay. Report of standing committees. Any committee meetings for February 5th?
Finance and legislation meeting for February 5th to be held at 6 o'clock.
Any other committees?
Are they still having a police and fire?
I have no idea.
Cause I thought they said
Oh, there was gonna be another one.
they were gonna have them come talk about the, police test and stuff.
Because he
service.
added on, if you get a hold of Ricky, if he comes and needs one for next week, just he can add it on.
Okay.
And if that's the case, if they're gonna do legislation, they can go before
Right.
me. and have me
I don't
do last.
remember, haven't heard nothing.
Okay.
Okay, after that, we got 5 pieces of legislation. There's 4 ordinances and 1 resolution. Any questions or comments on legislation?
Did we ever get information from KO Consultants about, didn't we request information?
They came
for-
in. Oh,
Okay, you guys already talked to them then?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
they were here last week.
Okay,
The skinny of it was, they brought in $568,000 in
Something like that,
grants
yeah.
last year.
okay.
Yeah,
Which is, I think, what we
Yeah.
were looking to
Yeah.
make sure, you
So
know.
they are
with-
in their case.
With more that
Yes.
was still outstanding. too.
Correct, with a
Yeah.
possibility of like
2 million outstanding
could
that
still
they're
come
waiting
through.
on or
So
whatever.
we were excited to hear that.
Yeah.
okay, any unfinished business? New business? Our law director's absent, our auditor's absent. Bob, you're next. Anything for council?
I do not.
How we doing with the bridge down?
The deck is removed and they're gotten the sides, for 2 weeks, I think they got a lot of work done.
So
I
you
was
say,
just down there 2 days ago.
don't try to drive through that.
No.
That's one of the things, the mayor stopped down there and talked to one of the employees yesterday. He says the biggest pain in the butt is they have to work on the other side, they gotta get in a car and drive all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
they can't cross the creek themselves, but,
That's state money, right?
yes, well,
Okay.
It's through, we're
Partial.
part of a bridge. Is it through ODOT or is it through?
it's through ODOT. It may be some federal money there.
Okay, so I mean, is there a possibility that might be,
Right now, so, I can't answer that, I
So
don't
that,
know.
Okay.
that bridge will now be registered with the county, correct?
No,
We
can
still have to
approach-
maintain
yeah,
it?
well, we can approach the county after it's finished and see if they're willing to take it, cause it's gonna be a brand new
Yeah.
bridge, will be good for 100 years.
Bob, years ago, I think it's like 6 or 8 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
We became part of I don't wanna say a group, but we signed up to be a bridge city. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And we had to basically report the bridges that we had.
That was the only one that wasn't
That-
registered.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
And
that is the only bridge we're responsible for.
But I thought we
The
did
county
register.
is going to replace another bridge in our city, probably this year, maybe towards the end of this year,
Yeah.
or early next year. It's on State Street. So that will cause
What, by
detours.
Panther Run or?
right by,
Past Bonishes, ain't it?
yeah,
Just
just
past,
Where we
between
get the-
Bonishes and the soccer field,
Where we get that big water influx,
okay,
is that what you're
okay.
talking about?
Yeah,
When it rains?
so they're gonna, cause they're already working on the detours and everything for that project, so it'll be coming up. It won't start until after our detour for downtown with the railroad tracks, so. Everything's trying to line up, but it's gonna be a busy time downtown for a
What
couple
do you
of
mean, you
years.
don't wanna just tear them all up at one time?
Well, I
Yeah.
need that road for a detour for my project and then,
I think what you're talking, we made an agreement with the county for them to inspect it.
Okay, but I thought
Yeah.
by doing so,
Cause we didn't, cause we had to do everything ourselves for that bridge down there, even when we put the new
Yes.
guardrails up and stuff.
the inspection was probably what it
Yeah.
is, a yearly inspection.
Right,
I do remember us dealing with.
they're not responsible for it, but they would inspect it for us.
Okay, okay.
Okay, but some of this is federal money that we're talking about.
I can't remember, I don't wanna say offhand because I can't remember if it was a federal program, the
I think it was
replace
from the
bridges.
state of Ohio, wasn't it?
It's ran through
Yeah.
ODOT, but it could be federal funds that are channeled through ODOT for bridge replacement,
Okay,
so.
well,
There's a
time will
possibility,
tell, yeah,
yes.
okay.
That could be a headache if, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Bob, at the top of Sexton and Youngstown Poland Road, there is a large hole that needs to be coal patched. I mean, it's huge.
Okay,
So-
I haven't, been up that way.
Is it on
Yeah.
Sexton or on Youngstown, Poland?
It's right there at,
Quick Phil's parking lot, cause I got
Huh?
a call about, I think it's like at Quick Phil's parking lot though, so I don't know who would be
So
responsible.
a lot of times, right there on the right-hand side,
It happens every
I'll
year.
check it out.
Check it out,
just hit
because
the pothole, but a lot of times on the right-hand side, the dirt gets washed out.
no, it's
and
not
then-
that.
Okay.
Believe me,
It's
I
in-
was
it's
up
in
Is it a
there.
patch?
Huh?
Is it a road patch?
No,
Okay, it's just a pothole.
it's a huge pothole and it's like this deep. Yep,
I have a question, Bob. I know we got rid of the iWorks. Did we end up getting the new program? Is everything
The
working
new
with it?
program is called Cloud Permit.
Uh-huh.
We got half of it up and working. My contact with Cloud Permit for some reason went on vacation or did something of my last communication with them. Didn't go through too well. It just said, I'm not available right now. It was one auto response in the email, so I have to contact them again to see how we
Did
can
you need
finish
a
it up.
piece
But
of
we
fire
are up and
meeting
running
next
with part of
Wednesday?
it, the code enforcement aspect of it.
Okay.
We're waiting on the landlord registration aspect of it.
It's okay. I'm getting like a lot of
They were supposed to talk
complaints
about.
just about like furniture on
civil
front porches
service
and stuff, and I
testing.
know Billy talks to people, but I don't know if we can start sending letters and finding people.
He does that constantly,
Okay.
even without
I'll
the.
get the addresses then and
So-
put them down.
That still proceeds even without the software, it's just that we track it
Yeah.
differently. The software just makes
I
it
know you had like a
easier.
spreadsheet at one point, I just didn't know if you guys, okay.
what's the name of that group? That
Cloud permit,
Cloud what?
permit?
Permit,
Are we able to go on and view like we were with iWorks?
not at this moment.
Well,
And
yeah.
But we will when it's up and running.
There's a part, yeah, so it should be able to give you, viewable access anyhow.
So that's their website name, is cloudpermit.com
Probably an app or something.
I just call it Cloud Permit.
Okay.
I don't- It's one of the several companies out there that, they do several things, not just our needs, but you can get zoning permits through, they can set you up to do zoning permits and everything else, which is a lot, and everything costs money, so
or?
we
But,
just
yeah,
use
isn't that
the bare
what
minimums.
we have Mr. Mitchell for though, to do all that?
Yeah,
Permits and things like that?
yeah, so, but they, I mean, they'll do everything. Where you don't even have to come into the office to get a,
Oh, you're saying-
garden permit,
You're saying
garage sale
that
permit.
they're able to register
Right.
for
If you
it.
wanna spend the money doing it, this program currently costs $7,000 a year,
What we're getting,
what we're getting. The software before that was $10,000 a year. And if you want, we can go up to 20, 30,000 if you wanna get all the little features in there, but we don't think we need it.
Any other questions for our safety director? Okay, Mr. Troy Rhodes from Ohio Edison is supposed to be out in the audience to talk to council at the end of everything, so, That's to be noted, and then, of course, after that, we'll go into, anyone wishing to address council after he talks.
Perfect.
That it?
That's it.
Motion adjourned, caucus.
Motion to adjourn.
1 second, please. I do have to call a police and fire meeting next Wednesday, just
Okay.
for civil service to come and address us on things.
Megan, did
Do you wanna go
put that
before
down?
me?
Yes, it won't be long.
Yeah, no problem. Can we have him, police and fire prior to finance and
yeah.
legislation?
I think all three are coming.
And then
Yeah.
we'll just do that to follow.
Thank you.
Anything else? Oh, motion adjourned now,
Motion to adjourn.
second,
Second.
okay, caucus is adjourned.